Candy.
Something caught our eye that Senator McCain said in explaining part of the Republican resistance to Hagel, in which he said, it goes back to there's a lot of ill will towards Senator Hagel because when he was a Republican, he attacked President Bush mercilessly. At one point said he was the worst president since Herbert Hoover, said that the surge was the worst blunder since the Vietnam War, which is nonsense, and was very anti his own party and people don't forget that. Is this a revenge vote? I mean, this seems... I understand that there are a lot of Republicans who personally don't like Chuck Hagel, but is that a reason to vote against him?
No, that's not a reason, Candy. The reason is that if anyone saw his testimony, it was very unsettling, it was weak, and it was wobbly, and, you want competence and confidence in the person that is going to be Secretary of Defense. And what we saw was a lot of confusion by this nominee. So what we're doing is just asking for some information, a little more time to get some more of the speeches that he's given, to see what he said, because he says one thing on one day when it's popular and then at another time says another thing. The Defense Department, this is a very, very important job. This is the #1 employer of the United States, and we need to have somebody there who can manage that, do it well, and give confidence to our military.
Do you worry that there is a line between being the loyal opposition and being labeled as obstructionists? And you know that that's where Democrats are going now, saying they say no to everything, this is unprecedented, et cetera, et cetera. Do you think holding up the Hagel vote was worth it, and do you think it was it puts another chink in the party image?
Well, this is a nomination that's being rushed through by the Democrats. The hearings were only 2 weeks ago. The vote in the committee was just last week. There really shouldn't be a rush in something of this importance. So all we've asked is for another week. We've asked a number of questions. They've continued to obstruct. This president said we have the most transparent administration in the history of the country. Then why are they trying to hide and not allow us to get some information so we can vote a week from now?
You sound a little bit as though you'll vote against him.
I have grave reservations. I think he's been wrong about Iran, wrong about Israel, wrong in Iraq, wrong with nuclear weapons. Absolutely, I plan to vote against him.
So do you think that the sort of discussion that has come up and the hold, or whatever you want to call it, that you've put on the Hagel nomination, which we still expect to pass, do you think that harms soon to be, if you agree with that, Secretary Hagel in his dealings with Congress? Is he rendered less effective by this process?
Well, I think he's going to be less effective because of the fact that the president nominated him. There were a lot of Democrats on Capitol Hill that don't believe he was the best choice, and I'm sure the White House is very disturbed with how poorly he did during his confirmation hearing. So I think it is going to impact him as he tries to limp across the finish line to get confirmed.